Hi, this is Gossip Spill. Welcome to an in-depth look at Disney's Snow White remake and the controversy surrounding its lead actress, Rachel Zegler. This unfolding drama has put one of Hollywood's most iconic studios in the spotlight, and not in a good way. The uproar around Snow White 2025 has reached an extraordinary level, with Rachel Zegler at the center of this intensifying crisis. Shockingly, industry insiders reveal that Zegler hasn't landed any major roles in over 2 years. Producers are reportedly steering clear, worried her involvement could bring unwanted backlash. Disney, meanwhile, finds itself in a precarious position. CEO Bob Iger has taken drastic cost-cutting measures to rescue what was once seen as a surefire blockbuster. Instead, Snow White has spiraled into what critics are calling a full-blown PR disaster. The situation took a sharp turn for the worse after the trailer premiered at D23. Rather than sparking excitement, it unleashed a storm of backlash, with fans calling—
I know that you've told me before that your version of Snow White is different, and it's more of a 2022 version of Snow White. What did you mean by that?
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
For an outright boycott. For a studio with nearly a century of goodwill, this level of rejection is nothing short of shocking. Adding fuel to the fire is the polarizing reimagining of the film's iconic elements. The new look of the Seven Dwarfs has been mercilessly mocked, with many likening them to plastic garden gnomes gone wrong. This misstep highlights a glaring disconnect between Disney's creative choices and what audiences truly expect. Disney's attempt to modernize Snow White has sparked heated debate about striking the right balance between progressive messaging and preserving the magic of beloved classics. While the studio's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, is undoubtedly significant, critics argue it risks overshadowing the timeless charm of the original story. Rachel Zegler's casting as Snow White has been a lightning rod for controversy, not due to her Latina heritage, but because of her public remarks about the original film. The backlash intensified with Disney's reimagining of the Seven Dwarfs, a decision that has reignited debates over whether modern updates honor or distort classic fairy tales. One of the most striking changes involves Snow White's origin story. In this retelling, her name comes from surviving a snowstorm, a complete departure from the original narrative. This shift underscores Disney's broader strategy to rework traditional tales for modern audiences, a gamble that has produced deeply polarizing results. Disney's heavy emphasis on DEI initiatives has also drawn criticism. While diverse storytelling can add richness, many argue the execution here feels more forced than authentic. Fans have made it clear they crave entertainment and escapism, not what they see as overly didactic messaging. Adding to the tension, Zegler's comments about the original Snow White have alienated die-hard fans.
I love what you said about wanting to entertain audiences, critics saying Disney's too woke, but you're just putting out storytelling.
We are. Look, I don't really like the term woke because I think it's an umbrella term that I'm not 100% sure I even know what it means, and one could argue that sometimes it's used too liberally.
Instead of honoring the legacy of Disney's groundbreaking animated feature, her remarks have been perceived as dismissive, creating a stark disconnect between the actress and the franchise's loyal audience. This growing divide only deepens the challenges facing Disney's already embattled project. The fallout from these controversies has been dramatic. Reports suggest Rachel Zegler is being sidelined from future Disney projects, though she remains tied to Snow White 2025. This signals a clear effort by Disney to distance itself from the backlash, while still pushing forward with the film, a delicate balancing act that raises eyebrows across Hollywood. Critics are questioning Disney's approach to radically reimagining classic tales, instead of creating fresh original stories that naturally integrate modern themes and diversity. This strategy has left many wondering, is Disney jeopardizing its legacy to chase trends? The marketing hurdles for Snow White are nothing short of staggering. Zegler herself has openly criticized Disney's promotional tactics, claiming they've worsened the backlash instead of diffusing it. Each new trailer or teaser has ignited fresh waves of controversy, locking the film in a relentless cycle of negative publicity. In a stunning response, Disney has replaced the entire marketing team for the project, a rare and drastic measure. This shakeup highlights the studio's mounting concerns about public perception. The new team now faces the monumental challenge of reshaping the narrative around the film.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining and coming to the party. And I know you had a busy day yesterday at D23.
I did. It was so fun. Oh my God, as a huge Disney fan, it was so exciting to finally get to go to D23.
Yeah.
I live on the East Coast, so I was never able to go, and also tickets sell out like in a flash. So it was so exciting to go, and my mom was super jealous because my mom is the reason I'm a Disney fan.
Okay.
With only months to spare. Adding to the chaos, Disney has greenlit emergency reshoots for October 2024, just a few months before the film's release. While this last-minute effort demonstrates their determination to salvage the project, experts are skeptical. Can such costly late-stage adjustments really turn the tide for a film already mired in controversy? The financial stakes for Snow White are staggering. Disney has already poured an estimated $300 million into the film, with emergency reshoots expected to tack on another $10 to $15 million. These ballooning costs have turned the project into a high-risk gamble, placing immense pressure on its box office performance. The controversy hasn't just dented the film's budget, it's also shaken Disney's merchandising plans. The company, which usually banks on robust product sales tied to major releases, has been forced to scale back production due to the negative publicity. This cutback in ancillary revenue only deepens the film's financial challenges. These issues spotlight a broader concern. Is Disney's strategy of live-action remakes losing its magic? While past reimaginings found commercial success, Snow White has exposed growing resistance from critics and audiences alike. The ripple effects of this backlash go far beyond a single film, threatening Disney's entire live-action remake playbook. With so much of the studio's recent business model built around updating animated classics, the Snow White fiasco raises the pressing question.
You're crying on that stage.
When am I not crying in public? It's so upsetting.
Why were you crying?
Oh my gosh, I saw we didn't even see, but I saw the logo and I went, that's my name, Snow White's up there, and I cried my eyes out.
What was it like seeing yourself for the first time in full Snow White drag?
Is it time for a new approach? Industry experts point to several key missteps. Audiences are experiencing fatigue with remakes, especially when they deviate too far from beloved originals. Creative changes that alienate fans, combined with controversial public messaging, have turned excitement into backlash. Instead of sparking wonder, these projects now seem to ignite frustration, a dangerous trend for Disney's future. The financial stakes for Snow White are nothing short of alarming. With its budget now nearing $345 million after reshoots, the film faces an uphill battle just to break even. Industry projections suggest it would need to gross a staggering $690 million worldwide, factoring in hefty marketing expenses. This crisis has ignited broader discussions about Disney's content strategy. Historically, the studio has balanced blockbuster profits with artistic innovation, but recent projects have struggled to strike that balance. The Snow White controversy highlights the risks of modernizing cherished classics without alienating their original fan base. Marketing experts argue that Disney's approach to this project reveals a deeper disconnect between its decision-makers and audience expectations. Attempting to position Snow White as a feminist, reimagining while simultaneously promoting it as a faithful adaptation, has muddled the film's message. This conflicting narrative has left potential viewers skeptical and confused. The fallout has even strained Disney's relationship with theater chains. Exhibitors, already navigating tough market conditions, are reportedly uneasy about Snow White's box office potential. Some have gone as far as requesting more flexible screening terms, a rare move for a major Disney release. The international market poses additional hurdles. Disney has traditionally relied on global audiences to bolster its box office earnings, but Snow White faces unique challenges abroad. Differing cultural values and expectations could significantly impact its reception, making the film's international success highly unpredictable. Marketing strategies that succeed in one region can backfire in another, and Disney's struggle to balance global appeal with local sensitivities is becoming increasingly evident. Critics describe the studio's international promotion for Snow White as overly cautious, leading to delayed or adjusted campaigns in key territories. China, a vital market for Disney's global success, presents significant hurdles. Early research indicates that Chinese audiences, who often favor traditional storytelling, may not embrace the modernized interpretation of Snow White.
Funny, I call my mom, whose name is not Ursula, when I'm mad at her, but her name's not Ursula.
And are you Ariel?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
But speaking of Snow White, how is it going? I think you wrapped, right?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh my gosh, what was it like? I mean, knowing you're a Disney fan.
Similar skepticism has surfaced in other Asian markets. where cultural values clash with Disney's updated approach. European audiences, though generally open to reimagined fairy tales, have reacted unpredictably to the film's promotional material. In Germany and other parts of Europe where the Grimm brothers' original tale holds deep cultural significance, the film's departure from its roots has sparked controversy and concern. The controversy also casts a shadow over Disney's theme park operations. Snow White attractions, beloved fixtures of the parks for decades, now face an uncertain future. Plans for updates and renovations have been complicated by the film's divisive reception, leaving park executives grappling with how to preserve these classic features without amplifying the backlash. Merchandising efforts in international markets are similarly fraught. Disney's usual licensing partners have shown rare hesitation, citing fears about consumer reception and lingering controversy. This reluctance to commit threatens another key revenue stream, further complicating the studio's recovery efforts for Snow White. The Snow White controversy has forced Disney to reevaluate its broader entertainment strategy. Insiders reveal that several planned live-action adaptations are now under review, with a sharper focus on market research and aligning projects with audience expectations before greenlighting production. Even Disney's streaming strategy has felt the ripple effects. Executives at Disney Plus are reportedly worried about how the backlash could impact subscriber retention, particularly given the platform's reliance on family-friendly programming. Plans for extensive behind-the-scenes content and supplementary materials for Snow White have already been scaled back, a clear sign of the studio's cautious approach. The creative community's reaction has been equally telling. Prominent filmmakers and actors are said to be privately wary of joining Disney's remake projects, fearing potential fallout similar to what Rachel Zegler.
And I super enjoyed every second of it.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
Is facing. This hesitation could make it harder for Disney to secure top-tier talent for future ventures. The challenges faced by Snow White are also prompting rival studios like Warner Brothers and Universal to reassess their own remake strategies. Industry analysts are watching closely to see if Disney's missteps will influence a broader shift in how Hollywood adapts classic properties. The controversy also casts a shadow over Disney's theme park operations. Snow White attractions, beloved fixtures of the parks for decades, now face an uncertain future. Plans for updates and renovations have been complicated by the film's divisive reception, leaving park executives grappling with how to preserve these classic features without amplifying the backlash. Merchandising efforts in international markets are similarly fraught. Disney's usual licensing partners have shown rare hesitation, citing fears about consumer reception and lingering controversy. This reluctance to commit threatens another key revenue stream, further complicating the studio's recovery efforts for Snow White. The Snow White controversy has forced Disney to reevaluate its broader entertainment strategy. Insiders reveal that several planned live-action adaptations are now under review, with a sharper focus on market research and aligning projects with audience expectations before greenlighting production. Even Disney's streaming strategy has felt the ripple effects. Executives at Disney Plus are reportedly worried about how the backlash could impact subscriber retention, particularly given the platform's reliance on family-friendly programming. Plans for extensive behind-the-scenes content and supplementary materials for Snow White have already been scaled back, a clear sign of the studio's cautious approach. The creative community's reaction has been equally telling. Prominent filmmakers and actors are said to be privately wary of joining Disney's remake projects, fearing potential fallout similar to what Rachel Zegler is facing. This hesitation could make it harder for Disney to secure top-tier talent for future ventures. The challenges faced by Snow White are also prompting rival studios like Warner Bros. And Universal to reassess their own remake strategies. Industry analysts are watching closely to see if Disney's missteps will influence a broader shift in how Hollywood adapts classic properties. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more deep dives into the most controversial moments and shocking truths, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We've got more eye-opening stories and jaw-dropping revelations coming your way. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and share this video with someone who'd love it. Until next time, this is Gossip Spill, and I'll see you in the next one.